Hi guys, how you doing? Well, I'm just going to do another collection video today. This is my Master System. It's a collection of games requested by a recent poll, well, a few months back, that I did on the community bit of my channel. Master System came in first with a whopping 33% of the votes. So that's deemed that I have to do the Master System next to show you my console, the joypad I've got, and the games I've got as well on cartridge and card, some boxed, some unboxed. Now today, as you can see, there's two hands. I've actually got the phone on a mount, so unlike my previous collection videos where I'm standing over my stuff with wobbly handy cam trying to desperately open boxes and move things around with one hand, I've now got the use of two hands and the camera on a mount. So hopefully this goes well, hopefully it looks all right. First things first though, with the Master System, console very close to my heart. To me, this was the console that made, just speaking from my perspective as a kid in the UK in the 80s, console gaming not only viable, but actually, you know, credible. Because I think at the time, certainly in the mid 80s, there was a, you know, kind of theme that what's the point of buying a games console? It hasn't got a keyboard. It can't do the things you can do on a computer. And I think a lot of kids struggled to convince their parents to shell out for something without a keyboard that couldn't do computing things anyway. Not that anyone used their Commodore 64 and Amstrad to do educational or business stuff. They all played games on them. But this, when the Master System come out, and I think with its really good graphics for the time in like 87, 88, made people sit up and pay attention. The price of the games was a bit of an issue though, at £40 or something like that, because again, 8-bit home computer games in the UK were like £9.99, £2, and very hard to convince parents to pay that kind of money for a game. Also, it takes a long time to save up your pocket money, your paper round money to get 40 quid for a game. But nonetheless, this is the console that really did put console gaming on the map on the UK and kickstarted everything that kind of led into the Mega Drive, the SNES, 16-bit era, PlayStation and onwards. So it's, to me, in the UK, it's all down to this little beauty. Never owned a Master System back in the day, but a friend of mine at primary school had one. I remember going around his house and playing things like Double Dragon, R-Type, Black Belt, and just being absolutely blown away by it. No loading times, really great graphics. Always wanted one, but I just couldn't convince my parents to get me one. But luckily I did convince them to get me a Mega Drive in 1990. So yeah, it took a few years to work on it, but I got one in the end, and I was very lucky to get a Mega Drive. But yeah, so I did have one back in the day. This isn't my first actual Mega Drive, this is the second one. I picked one up for about £5 or £10. Must have been about 2007. With a light gun, couple of games, really cheap. Enjoyed it, you know. I think I had a CRT at the time as well, in about 2007, 2006, and could actually play the light gun stuff with it as well. But then I gave it away for free to somebody I work with. And then when I got collecting again in the 2010s, I desperately needed a Master System. So I got this from eBay. Not much again, £20 maybe. And that came with the PSU and the joypad. It's still got, I don't know if you can make out on the camera there, yeah, you can, the protective bubble, well not bubble wrap, sorry, the protective plastic peel on it as well. So I haven't taken that on to kind of preserve its authenticity. It does need a bit of a clean, but it's been used. But I do buy my consoles to play on. They're not really to be polished to perfection, put on the shelf. They are actually used, and this is a staple of my console collection. I've had a lot of fun out of it. So Mark 1 Master System. This one's got Hang On and I think Safari Hunt built in. Can't play Safari Hunt because I've got a light phaser and I don't have a CRT in the house now anyway. But yeah, as you can see, like the Mega Drive 2, it takes the cards as well. There you go. And now I've got two hands available. I'll just show you the reverse of the console as well. Don't often do that in console videos, but that's the serial number. I don't know if I can make that out and give you a bit more information. Please put it down in the comments if you do. Never thought I'd say that, put it down in the comments, but there you go. So that's the system itself. The Power Base, as they used to call it in the 80s. And it's in good condition, works really well. PAL 50 Hertz. Run a retro gaming cables, RGB SCART to an OSCC, and gives that a really good picture on a HD TV, as you can probably see from some of my Master System streams. That's the original pad that came with it. That's the new pad I've got. That's the first revision, isn't it? Sorry, no, second revision because the first revision, when it first came to the UK, those lovely little joysticks in them that you could screw in. This one hasn't got the hole to screw a joystick in, but I've always wanted one. I've always been on the hunt for one. I think I've seen some of the crazy prices, but I would love one of those original Revision 1 joypads you could screw the joystick in. If anyone knows where I can pick one up at decent money, please let me know. But yeah, made in China as well. So there you go, some joypad. And as I say, whenever you see my streams or anything like this is the hardware I'm using when I'm not emulating. It's all on the actual real deal hardware. So there's a joypad. What we'll do then is, because my games are boxed and unboxed, what we'll do is I'll go through the unboxed games first, then onto the cartridges that are boxed, and then to finish off with the cards. As I say, I've got into, oh, not the camera there, whoops. I have got into just buying unboxed games. When I started collecting 2009, 2010, I was never bothered about boxes, just the games. A, because it keeps the cost down, and B, I'm just into playing the games really. And that's what does me for nostalgia. So I've got quite a few unboxed games and quite a few boxed games as well, and I will go through them. Casino games, yeah, it's I haven't played much of this. But it just there's a load of casino games on there, and it's okay, it's decent, it's good. Moving along, we've got Shinobi, great port, great game, plays really well on the Master System, really great part of my collection. I still play this quite a bit today really as well. Oh, I just want to show you the back side of the cartridge as well. Mega cartridge for use of the Sega system only. I think they're all pretty much the same as that. Okay. Basketball Nightmare. I remember seeing the stills of this when the characters doing dunks on Sega's promotional material in the 80s. A few years back, my good friend Ben at One Credit Classics started playing this again on one of his streams or a One Credit session, I can't remember. And that kind of inspired me to get this for a couple of quid on eBay, and that's in the collection. And it's decent fun. Got some really good graphics close up when the characters are dunking as well. Worth a try if you can pick it up cheap. Galaxy Force. I think I picked this up for £1 or something. Oh, crikey, don't want to damage the Master System. Picked it up for £1 or something. eBay or charity shop, I can't remember. It's not a great port. The Mega Drive port was pretty bad as well. Plays all right. Again, don't pay much money for this. It's okay, but not worth big money if you're into playing games rather than just collecting them and looking at them at the shelf. Dynamite Ducks. Love this game. Great in the arcades, great on the Master System, colourful graphics, it's a beat 'em up, it's just fun. Love this in the arcades when I was a kid, and this is a really fun game, definitely one worth picking up. Next, the game I love, Choplifter. A pretty legendary game really, and the Master System port of the Sega Arcade original on this just looks great. And again, as a kid in the 80s, looking at magazines, looking at promotions stuff, seeing Choplifter, it looked amazing. It's, definitely the best version in that period of the 80s of this game. And yeah, just a great game, great graphics, shows what Master System could do. Definitely one you need in your collection. This one's been hacked to pieces, the label, but it still works. That's Segaya or Darius 2. Brilliant port. An early 90s Master System game, so getting them quite onto its lifespan. But this is a really great game. Sorry about the label on that one. Vigilante. Sega did some great RM ports in the back end of the 80s. This is an R-Type. It's a good port, not as good as the PC Engine version, but it's fun, it's bright, it's colourful. Definitely one worth getting for your collection for decent money. Secret Command, another iconic Master System game. Rambo in the US, and I think it's got a different name in the Japanese version. One of the earlier Master System games in the UK. Looked great. Looked like an arcade game at the time, like Akari Warriors. Bright, colourful. Plays good top-down. It's a little slow, but it's a good top-down shooter. I enjoy it. And I think I went to some kind of Sega Games Championship in the late 80s in London for a magazine competition or something. I think I played this as part of the Challenge Championship. I can't remember. It was a long time ago when I was a kid. But yeah, good game. Master Games 1. This is similar to the Mega Drive's Mega Games. I think this has got columns on it. World Grand Prix and World Cup Soccer or World Soccer or something like that on that. Couple of quid from eBay, 3 fairly decent games. Can't complain for the money. Ultima 4, yeah, this is a really good version of Ultima. Plays really well. I haven't got the box, I haven't got the map, I haven't got the instructions. I do intend, because I've never really gone all the way through Ultima 4 on anything I played it on, sit down and stream and play through all of Ultima 4 because this is a really good version. Definitely worth your time. If you can get it for decent money with a box with a map, instructions, etc., go for that. But yeah, definitely want to add to your collection and a good solid role-playing game. Master of Darkness, sorry. This is Sega's Castlevania rip-off. Came out in the early 90s. Good graphics, plays just like Castlevania. Really enjoyable. Never released in the US as far as I'm aware, and it is highly regarded and definitely a good game. Really good. G-Lock, I can't remember much about this playing this on the Master System. I remember the arcade game with the rotational cabinet and things like that, and really great graphics. There's a bit of a spiritual success to Afterburner. Don't think this is very good, but I got it for about 50p or £1 from a charity shop. Where we're going now. Chase HQ, really fun version of the, should we say, arcade classic. Graphics a little bit simplistic, but it plays really well, and definitely one of the better versions of Chase HQ. Really enjoy that. Sonic the Hedgehog, this is really good. It is different to the Mega Drive version. It does play different, but still a really good game, and I think it's really good. It's good in a different way to the Mega Drive version. Definitely worth your time. Yeah, really good game, that. Parlour games, yeah, very similar to casino games. This has got darts on it and things like that. And I think my mate Ben at One Credit Classics is a big fan of this game. He used to have it quite a lot on his stream, so that's kind of what got me into that. Again, if you can pick it up cheap, go for that. Thunderblade, decent port. Obviously, it could never match the arcade original with the sprites scaling and what it could do. I like the way it looks like it plays on the Master System. It's just a little too hard. But arguably, it's a better game than the Mega Drive version, Super Thunderblade, which I don't think is great at all. But that's okay. Okay, piling the cartridges up here. Renegade. Now, Renegade's one of my favourite games from my childhood. I love this game on the Amstrad CPC. I've never ever played the arcade version apart from emulation and on the PlayStation 4. This is different to the arcade game and adapts certain things, but it's got part pieces from the arcade game as well. This is really good. Came out later on the Master System's lifespan. Probably doesn't get the recognition it needs, but this is a really good version of Renegade. Definitely worth a play if you like Double Dragon 2 style beat 'em ups. Okay. Double Dragon. What can I say about this, really? It's a good port of the arcade game. A bit too much sprite flickering. It has got 2-player mode, and it's a good game, a good port. Faithful to the arcade, and like the NES version, it's a bit different. But yeah, if you had this on the Master System in the 80s, you definitely probably had your 8-bit only home computer friends quite envious of this, because this is a really good version of the arcade game. And we can see the kind of prices I pay for my games here. I got this from a game show years ago for the Princess under £2. Action Fighter, it's like a Spy Hunter knockoff, but your vehicle transforms. Good fun, a little bit hard, but good fun. Enduro Racer. Now, this is completely different to the arcade game. It's an isometric kind of racing game, but it's really good. This is the PAL version, which isn't like the Japanese version, which has got the extra stages, but still definitely worth playing. Not like the arcade game, but really good. And I think, is this... Yeah, this is an Australian cartridge. Got it off eBay, again, not much money, but yeah, this is proof that Australian Master System carts do work in PAL systems, because that plays... Well, sorry, UK PAL system, that plays absolutely fine. Okay, wow, 14 minutes into the video, we're going through this. Rastan, great port, does the Master System proud, plays great, love the arcade game. Taito did really well with the conversion of this, really good. Operation Wolf. It just shows the great arcade conversions of the Master System had here, because this is such a popular game in the 80s, and the Master System game plays great. It's got light gun support, good graphics. Really like this, really playable, really fun. Even without the light gun, it's great. R-Type, superb conversion of the IRM Classic. Pretty much a legendary shooter. This plays really well. Bit too much sprite for a clean maybe, but brilliant. Really shows what the Master System can do. Really, really impressive port. If you like shooters, you've got a Master System, or you like arcade games in general, you need this. And then, oh, not the camera again. Sorry about the wobble, guys. Hope it doesn't make you seasick. And then finally, on the unbox, we've got the Ninja. I think this is a game most Master System players have played. Top down, shoot 'em up as you play as a ninja. Challenging but fair, really good, really enjoyable. Always really, really like that game, the Ninja. Okay, so I'm just going to tidy my cartridges away, just so I've got a bit of room to work here. Don't want to knock anything down. Okay, right, let's go through the cartridges then. So, I've now got the luxury, I can kind of open these up fairly relaxed. So that's Pro Wrestling, starting off with a dreadful Western box art there. I mean, a headless wrestling guy with someone else's head in a headlock. Doesn't really make much sense. There you go. Decent little game. Pick this up for a couple of quid. Boxed with instructions. And of course, some 80s kids written all over that, or tested the buyer on it as well. So there you go. I got that from a friend of mine's shop. Paid £5 for that about 18 months ago. Definitely a good one for the collection. Pop that there. Afterburner. 4 mega power, or something along those lines. Okay port, looked spectacular at the time. Again, because of the DROS, 8-bit and 16-bit UK on computer ports, this looked and played pretty well. Obviously, there's better versions. The Mega Drive version's better than that. But let's get the box open. No instructions with that, sadly, but nice to have it in a box. So if you ever want to see any of these games or anything else, just please let me know in the comment section. I can put together another video for you. All right. Rocky. Looked spectacular back in the day. Sold a lot of Master Systems for how good the graphics were, and obviously the Rocky license. Not the greatest boxing game, but you know, the chance to play as Rocky and take on like Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago, Apollo, all these iconic Rocky characters is good fun. No instructions to that one, but a good condition box. So yeah. And funnily enough, I've got Heavyweight Champ here as well, which uses the Rocky engine, even the same graphics, just with a few presentational changes. But it's a slightly better game, and I think you can get that pretty cheap. But it is basically the same game as Rocky. So if you've got Rocky, you might want to get that as well. This is Global Defence. I think known in the arcades as SDI, and also ported to home computers in the UK with it on the SDI title. Good port. I'm not sure if this is compatible with the rollerball thing that come out with the Master System, but it was a rollerball game in the arcades, and this plays really, really well. Plays okay on the pad, and a good port, good solid port that. Really good to have that in my collection. Fantasy Zone, absolute Master System classic. Great graphics, just fun, really great atmosphere to it. Good shooter. Brilliant little game, 1987 as well, really at the forefront of what it could do. Sadly, no instructions in that either, but it is boxed in really good condition, so chuffed with that. And this is Space Harrier, the 2 mega cartridge with twice the mega power. Cover's a little bit dirty, but decent condition. Oh, not the camera again when I'm opening that, sorry. And that one's got no instructions either, but it's got a box, which is nice. Decent port. I've heard the 3D version is better, but that's okay for a Master System port. And more iconic Sega arcade ports here, Outrun. Box. Has this got the instructions? I can't remember. No, it hasn't, but it's got the box. That's the main thing. Good fun game, good port this, really good. And again, at the time in the 80s, leagues ahead of the stuff you could get on home computers in terms of visuals and gameplay. Really good. And no loading times either. Black Belt. This is the Western version of Fist of the North Star in Japan. Obviously, all the Fist of the North Star characters have been removed for licensing reasons. And surprise, surprise, there's no instructions, but again, boxed in nice condition. Brilliant game. Definitely one for the collection. That you need to play that. It's really good. Charity shop purchase a few years back. Not much money, £2. Tecmo World Cup 93. Strange call it World Cup 93 because we didn't have a World Cup in 93. But yeah, I guess because it just came out in 1993. And it's based on the old Tecmo World Cup 90 arcade game, which I really like. Grew up playing that a lot in the arcade, so it's nice to be able to play on the Master System. It's a good port. Good port. Another charity shop bargain here. SCI. Brilliant port. Plays really, really well. The Chase HQ sequel. A little bit easy. I mean, even somebody with more terrible skills can one credit it. But that's a really good port, really good game. Asterix, picked that up from CEX in Telford many, many, many years ago for not much money, maybe a £5. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's really good. Really, really good. And oh my gosh, I've got the sales instruction. Sales receipt. £5 exactly. And I bought that on the 25th of February 2018. Wow, how about that? No instructions. Oh, not the camera again, sorry. Quartet, like this in the arcade. Love the music in the arcade, love music in this. This Master System tries its hardest to do a good rendition of it. And this is a really good fun game. A little bit different to the arcade version, obviously, because you haven't got 4 players. But it plays nicely and enjoyable. So if you like Quartet the arcade game, definitely check that out. Bashed this camera quite a few times, haven't I? Wonder Boy in Monsterland, I think arguably this is the best Wonder Boy game. No, I prefer the original Wonder Boy, to be honest, on the Master System, but arguably one of the best Wonder Boy games on the Master System. Lovely repair job there, it looks like sellotape, when somebody unfortunately ripped up the cover. And this one's got instructions as well. So there you go, I do have instructions in some of my games. But yeah, good bit of, one of the definitive Wonder Boy games, definitely. Got this from a car boot sale, not much money, California Games. Good port. If you like California games, you'll like this. Good graphics, good fun. It is what it is. California Games. If you like California games, you'll like this port. Ghostbusters. I think this is the best version of like the Activision 8-bit home computer licensed games. It's got great graphics. Follows the same formula as like the Commodore 64, Atari 800, ZX Spectrum versions, but enhanced graphics, better controls. If you've played any of those versions, you need to play this because it's like the deluxe version of it. The graphics are great, music's good. A must for any kind of Ghostbusters fans or anybody who likes kind of decent Master System games. But yeah, happy with that one. Kung Fu Kid, yeah, it's all right. It's okay, it's decent, yeah. No instructions in that. But yeah, decent little beat 'em up. World Grand Prix. It's got a track designer. This is a very yellowed case. I got this from a charity shop. Yeah, it's got a track designer. Plays good. Plays like pole position and every kind of like 1980s Formula One arcade racing game. It's good fun. It's nothing special. It's nothing different. But it's good fun. And look at that. It's got authentically yellowed instructions as well. But yeah, you can pick that up, guys, for decent money. Definitely want to add to your collection. It's fun. And one of my favourite games on the Master System and of this era is Wonder Boy. You know, when I was a kid looking at this, it was like looking at the arcade game on the Master System. It was like, wow, I need a Master System. You can play arcade games at home. Great port. Plays great. I have so much fun with this game. Got instructions with it as well. So that's quite an awesome bit of my collection, member of my collection. So I'll pop that down there. But yeah, do love a bit of Wonder Boy. And then finally, I've got a few other things. I've got some cards as well, Sega cards. These are quite rare now, but I do remember when the Master System first come out. These retail for about £20, I think. And I've got My Hero boxed with instructions. Very similar to the PC Engine's Hue card. And yeah, I think they're just to get a kind of cost-effective way to buy Master System games. Didn't really take off, and they died within a couple of years, and they just stuck to cartridges. But that's a decent game, My Hero. Oh, not the camera again, sorry, clumsy me. And then I've also got Super Tennis unboxed, which isn't great, to be honest with you. And they did have that F-16 Falcon game on card as well, which is quite frankly terrible. But I've lost that, unfortunately, as well. And then I have got what came with it when I bought it, my Master System. I've got the instructions for Hang On and Safari Hunt as a packing, because the game's, well, packing the game's actually built in as well. This has actually got the snail mail is built into the BIOS as well. So you get 3 games for free, which is great. And I've got the Chase HQ instructions, but no box. Okay, oh, but the plastic wrapping's coming down the side as well. Right, guys, thank you for your time. Hope you've enjoyed the videos. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Anything you want to see more of. And I'm just really interested in your feedback of my Master Systems collection. Have a good one, and thank you for the time. This is a really, really long collection video, so hope you enjoy. Take care.